Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Republic of Amalfi here on the Lord Master channel. This is episode 55, I believe, of this long-running HIP series of Crusader Kings 2. Historical Immersion Project, in case you people forget what HIP stands for. As I said, just in case. But as you can see, Amalfi has slowly expanded, taking over parts of the Republic of Genoa, which used to be this western half of Sardinia, and we even took it to Genoa itself. So we control about let me see here, 47% of Italy. So all we need is more territory, and the main territorial expansion is gonna have to be up north. But sometimes we would have to fight against the Papal States for for these three areas. That is the jure part of Kingdom of Sicily. But of course that means we have to fight against them and their mighty army now. Not that they've assembled. But plus this is a new pope. Maybe a Langobard, but I'm starting to not care much anymore. But let me tell you, this is Doge Vito, and this is my son, Vito Jr., my heir, my future. Before we think of anything else, I see special things about Vito Jr. here, because you know he's born normal and all that good stuff. What do you mean born normal? You haven't even found out what his genetic traits are gonna be. And also on the previous episode, we have passed the absolute crown authority, which the burghers, the nobles, the clergy gives us even more levies, but that's at a minimum. So the lords of the realm are achieving under the unrestricted powers of the absolute monarch, even though this is still an aristocratic, most serene republic, as it should be. And look at us. And plus, when you have a marshal to train the troops locally. In fact, are you training the troops? Because it's kind of hard to tell. We ain't got no marshal. Son of a beeswax. Why'd you tell me? In preparation for the upcoming conflict of the Papal States to take Monopello. And then eventually Masica, and then Abruzzo. And we would be just stopped short here in areas like Ancona and Camerino, because that is the jure area that belongs to the Kingdom of Italy. And we need to get rid of the Kingdom of Italy. But to do that, we have to take more of this territory by any means. Even if it needs making claims. Again, this is for all these areas as marked in green. Not places like Joe or even Trent. Even though Trent here is part of Italy today, but back in those days it was not. Despite what they tell you. Trying to think. Okay, no, I just remembered. Had a bit of a pause. Now, Vito Jr. I'm going to keep calling him Vito Jr. until he turns 16. Because I rarely name children after, myself, the current ruler. Let's organize a sumptuous baptism. I am a powerful and influential Doge. I should make sure that Vito's birth is accompanied by the most lavish of ceremonies. Vito should be baptized as soon as possible so that his place in heaven can be assured. Given that he is a courtier of Amalfi, I should make sure that the rite celebrating his coming to this world is, as a Catholic, to be as grandiose as possible. We got a lot of money, so only the Pope is fit to baptize him. I'll spend a little bit of that piety. May never know that it'll make him look positive. After the news spread about the grandiose ceremony of preparing for Vito's baptism, several of my subjects clamored to be chosen as the child's godparent. Alright. Let's see. From Ragusa, even though suffering gout. Or will it be this Sardinian baron who's relatively young and he'll be around for a while? Lazy bum. Or even the godmother, my sister. You know, let's go for the Sardinian baron. Lucerio. Lucerio. Okay, I think that's a variant of Lucerio, or who knows somehow that Italian Sardinian name spelling differences. So the baron has made a compelling case. He'll be the godfather. The Pope Clemens VI washes the child 3 times over, reciting a prayer to protect the soul, surrounded by a host of cardinals. Then he raises little Vito up for all the crowd to gather in a great cathedral to see, exposing him to the cheers of his future subjects. What a priceless sight. No, they're not talking about his opinion towards me. They're talking about the opinion of little Vito. Okay, you know what? Because of the way I look, and I may not be fat, this is who we're going to refer to as. I'm Big Vito, and my son here is going to be Little Vito. If only they were brothers. No, it doesn't work like that. I mean, you'll get it. Vito Jr. or Little Vito? Well, he might live up to the little moniker because... Oh no, wait a minute. I forgot. My tiny wife died of pneumonia and gonorrhea and in the dungeons. All that combination. All that good stuff. Oh, screw that woman. Calm down, will ya? You just got started with this episode. You're in a giddy mood. Now, where was I? Oh yes, the garden in Monte San Angelo's complete. It may not look like much, but it's where it counts, so develop the second stage, which will take you about 13 years. I need a herb garden. A well-organized patch of land showing the dedication of its carer. This will periodically give me herbs. And the second one plan on building is the vineyard. So I could send the alcohol gift decision. Which means that if I needed a character to get their opinion up a little bit more, oh, send them some wine. Oh boy. Military will slowly keep on growing and growing and growing. Growing like the garden. A prominent nobleman was recently injured severely, and a physician was called to perform an emergency surgery on him. However, the nobleman died nevertheless. Some of the nobleman's relatives claimed that the physician botched the procedure, but the physician and other learned men claimed that the surgery had a low chance of success to begin with, and they come to me for judgment. What are you looking at me for? I'm still a patient man. I used to be just before I went cruel. But as a renowned physician, I say the physician did nothing wrong. The injury the nobleman had, you know, that thing, it happened to him. It could happen to you one day. But he'll be treated better. Oh yeah, I forgot. This guy. This son of a beeswax of a man. You know what that man did, in case you didn't see the previous episode? He murdered my parents. He murdered my parents. And he died in suspicious circumstances. Not an assassination plot. I personally went up to him and murdered him. You don't mess with Vito's family, alright? Well, you're gonna get the same. Oh god, dull and quick. That makes him bright. Dull is no good to nobody. So perhaps Little Vito might be my next. Yes, sir. True education, by the way. Marshal, of course. You might as well be a soldier. Oh, wait a minute. Just remembered. You may have a baptism. As a member of the Hermetic Society, I may search the heavens for the insight into the future of my child. Let's get to work on that. Speaking of work, write a theorem paper. Surely nobody would notice if I copied some other works. The findings of others, brighter minds than myself, might help the quality of my own paper. Yeah, steal somebody else's work. The stars hold many secrets, but they are not indecipherable. Decipherable. That's a mouthful. Using the right instruments and frame of mind, I will uncover the destiny of Little Vito. Vito Jr. Whatever you want to call him. Because I'm going to keep calling him that until the deed is done. Come what may. I prepare the tools and instruments for the long nights ahead. After spending many nights analyzing the movements of the stars, I've noticed Mars is moving to a sign influencing my son, Vito. I'm fairly certain that this indicates he's destined for the battlefield and a combat prowess uncommon amongst most of the members of our court. That isn't surprising. What? I could have not made up a destiny more fitting of him. I'm thankful of my findings and will encourage any interest of this kind. Yeah. What do you think it was going to go for? Intrigue? What do you think is this? Yeah, sure. Stewards are needed for this day. What the? Do we not have good stewards? No, give it to the Count of Sicily. He deserves this job more than you do. I already got you that job. Idiot. Fortunately, the next pope is going to be likely the man of stewardship. You gads. Who hurt you, sister? Who hurt you? None of them against me, nor my immediate family. The trade post stuff is pretty much whatever to me. I could hear someone sneaking around inside and believed to be a burglar. When I went downstairs, I discovered Gemma opening one of my letters. As I'm cruel, I'm just gonna say, I'll teach you to be less nosy. She didn't react well to my way to your baby. I fear she's even more suspicious towards me now. Worrying. I gotta stop being cruel sometimes. What the? This is the man you married? A man who has no education? The only thing we know about him is an ambidextrous hunter. Yeah, let's spy on him. Just cause some trouble. Make him look like he's a bad guy. Spread some nasty rumors about him. Anything. Just do anything. I'd like to have some more piety, so that way when I get older, I'm going to start requesting claims. Because for now we're only focused on fighting the jewel walls and all that. The blessed has passed. Pascal de Nola. I know that guy. Lived a pious life. Truly following the example of God. He passed on July 21st, 26... No, what the... July 21st, 1256. People have long wondered, would it be considered as a true Christian or not? A large ceremony was held in Pascal's honor by the Pope to celebrate the life he lived. A virtuous exemplar of a true Catholic, the Pope will write his name in among the pious Christians of old. A bastion of piety in life, a stalwart example in death. Blessed be his memory, once again in the arms of God. Blessed be his name. Died of an infected wound. How he lost that eye. Yeah, a Langobard who belonged to Sicilian parents. Thank you very little and you're welcome even less. I think it's high time for a war now. Because my military doubles the size of the forces of the Papal States. Even when they bring the Papal Guard up to bring them on to bear, we're still going to beat them. All you need is to capture territory and defeat them in a huge, decisive battle. Just to show the world that you don't mess with me. You don't mess with Big Vito. Got that? Yeah, just do it. But if the council says no, to fight them anyway. Oh, and who's the... Oh, the Zealot. There are other wars that are more important for me right now. Like hell. Let's do it. I'm gonna get excommunicated for this, but I don't give a damn. Yeah, it might be too much room, but we'll split them up. And those in the central and north and the mainland, well, try to gather around here. It's mountain territory. Save yourselves. Here we go again with this. No, Lorito. Yeah, why not? Makes it less likely for artifacts to be stolen. Like that guarantees anything. Ain't got none? ways out. Now, as expected, I ain't ashamed. People who think so are dead wrong. It's my territory, my rules. I produced a truly revolutionary paper on the stars. Alright, send it out. Even though I'm stealing somebody else's work. Seems they want to occupy this territory up here. A butterfly landed on my arm. It looks so harmless, just fluttering its wings, unaware of my presence. I'll just wait until it flies. Should we fight them up here? Well, they're coming after our smaller group of guys, so... This is where the cavalry comes in. Because they seem to attack them all here. But this is the territory we want them to fight. They're going to be fighting in the forests of Lord Tello. And they're taking a river crossing. Advantage us. And I say advantage us because of, you know, we'll be locked in. Now, we move in. Oh, by the way, I learned it. You hold Alt. I mean, when you do that square thing, it goes to it goes to your armies most of the time. But if you hold the Alt key, while doing that, it selects fleets instead. I just learned that recently. So the battle will begin on the 8th of May. We'll be there on the 13th. It may look like they're about to get mowed over, but I'm not terribly worried. And as for you, I wouldn't worry too much. But if I was you, just try to make your way to friendly territory while we go deal with this big battle that's coming up soon, and things are gonna get ugly. For all you also-rans, hold the line until we reinforce. We'll be there in a few days. Just fight hard. We're here. They brought out the best commanders that they have available. Some of which are Crusader veterans. One's a legendary commander. He's a rough terrain expert. Whoa, shoot. He knows how to fight in forests, and he's a flanker. But this will not be easy. All you need is a little miracle. This war, this opportunity to prove my mettle in combat has opened my eyes to my true potential as a warrior. My personal combat skills are proving. May Jesus guide my hard-handed steel. My goodness. The damage that we inflicted on the enemy. And this is a huge jump for the war score. We could have just easily annihilated their entire army with that size of ours. I mean, yeah, we took some casualties, but it does not compare to that one. Oh, he's low-landed character, so... Alright, get them on the power. And we'll split up our forces from here. Since we got most of everybody here. So, this battle has demonstrated that we no longer fear the Papal States. Even though they kind of split their army up, which was a tactical error on their part, but had they brought it on to mass here, they maybe would have had a chance. Just maybe. We can't guarantee it. Split. Go up here. I was getting ready to sleep. I heard a scuffle from outside my bedroom door. Rushing outside, found out my guards had seized a cloaked man and attempted to slip some documents in the room. Under questioning, he revealed that he was working for Prince Bishop Birinius, and that the documents was fabricated evidence intended to turn me against my vassal, Podesta. You're the true traitor. I got my eye on you. May consider spying in the future. They were just on their way. Huh? It seems the peasants from Adversa pleaded an audience with me. I don't usually lose my valuable time with these lowly persons, but my steward, against my better judgment, insisted I receive them for once. However, principles stand. It is not fitting to my private station to mingle with these peasants, so I'll cancel the meeting, even if they already made a travel to the capital. Yes, this is my enlightened decision. This happened because I'm proud. Chance of a cancellation meeting in the event text with the local peasant leaders caused a very bad impression with further consequences. A high stewardship helps in avoiding its bad outcome. And while I was in Versa still, the village in Aversa has a giant tree that was planted many generations ago to provide shade for the locals. It has been something of a popular site for people to visit. Some of the courts suggest I could donate some funds to assist carrying the tree. Of course, good idea. Go get 'em. Send them. Cause trouble up here. Curses! Got 'em all. A competent ruler. After a long voyage, the peasant leaders reacted with dismay to the cancellation of the meeting. However, the reason I am a good leader is that is working to better their province, in spite of normal difficulties that always arise. Everything ended well, and the peasants now claim they already know the capital. I'm above them and better than them. Jackass thing to say. So yes, we've learned that we no longer fear the Papal States of its military might. They will not compare. My second son, but unfortunately he's born sickly. He'll be CK2. Alright, they got rid of this sickly trait out of him. 2 more holdings and you will have full control of the ejected. Grand Prince Burbat of Dukla sent his sycophants to torment me once more, spreading vile rumors about me. They seemed obsessed in making... Nobody forgets that I am excommunicated from the church, unworthy even of most basic decency. I know what you're trying to do. Don't even think about it. You may have liberated your own land, but if we become rivals, I will come over there and beat you up in a rivalry war. I have no desire for your territory. which is actually BS because I still dream of a Prince Archbishopric of Duca, but I never really carry out this threat because I'm more Italian-centric these days. Alright. Marzi was a genius. He likes to bathe in the blood of virgins. Despite that, Serena Hilt is a strong girl, but she tends to be absent-minded. Happens a lot. But I'd take absent-minded over dull any day. Give it a try. We have the objective. Finish taking this barony and uh-oh. Looks like they're pissed. I suggest y'all better get your running shoes on because they're coming here and they're coming hard. But we shall see. Okay, remember this mission did not give time to reading to. It's just we're looking for a Hermetic text. Even though I already got, you know, the very important thing. But knowing I'm a big spender, let's travel to the ruins of Dolice in Edessa. Pray tell me the secrets. I've learned many lessons from this battle. Aside from the application of theoretical tactics my mentors taught me as a boy, I've learned to deftly isolate an opponent in the thick of the front. I bring all my focus and concentration to bear upon him, and then within a few rounds of melee and swiftly execute him, I'm proud of my clear progression to a greater war. Still, I have more lessons to learn. Chinese tactics are superior than any of the European ones. I have an epiphany. We win. New Podest. Alright. What do you want from me after we beat you in a war again? What must I do? Seeking to humble myself? What do you say? Good lord, our retinue was over there. They weren't even... We are of your opinion that it was your hubris and selfish thirst for power that led you on the path of wickedness. Well, as such, we demand that for the exchange of absolution, you show humility by equally dividing your realm amongst your heirs. Oh, you mean Gavelkind. Which, of course, won't work in a merchant republic like this. Very well. It is the decree of the Holy See that my titles be split upon my death equally as amongst my children. The very integrity of my realm is a steep price to pay to receive absolution from my past sins and be able to rejoin my fellow Catholic subjects. A harsh price indeed. Look, this isn't gonna work. Look, it's already switched to patrician elective. You have to be an idiot or you have to be an idiot. There you are. At least I don't have to pay for anything. Now I am the Magus. Got your herb gardens. And now I have a vineyard. A place to grow grapes and make them into wine. That's so. Well, why Calabria? Kazagnatic. That's why. Sounds like to me we need to get rid of this man. So that way this does not leave Amalfi. No. Here's the rules. You frame the guy, then you assassinate. Whenever he comes out of hiding, of course. Because whatever he's hiding from, I'm sure he's got enemies, which he does not. And I guess he must have held titles back in those days. Or if need be, go commit a murder. Again. Continue your way of the assassin. But it could make me envious or arbitrary, or even both. Again, we tend to get rid of people that might pass from my realm, because I view that as a danger. Their interests. You may be hiding, but I think it'll be worth it. Do it. You've become envious. Forget about framing. Just go to his hiding place and kill him there. At last I was along with my victim under the pretense of hunting together. So apparently it's like a man's hiding. And just say, hey, Almeric, wanna go hunting? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. So after a couple of hours, Almeric de Rossano spots a beautiful prey and examines it from afar. And then I decide to turn my bow against the head of my own private prey. The arrow went straight to his skull. Now it's time to cause some bruises, small cuts of muscle, ask for help. After all, we were both attacked by a dangerous assassin. There. No more of that. And your heir is me. That means I get to inherit the title, and I'm gonna have to give it to some Sicilian. Did you know? Oh, what the what? Speaking of inheritance issues, I take issue with that. That part left us. We gotta get that back. He's from Aquitaine, which they've been expanding lately. But beware, he's a suzerain of a couple of countries, including Asturias. King Alfonso of Asturias. But he is count, not king. Strange. Well then. The only thing I could say is, bring it on. What you gonna do about it? Actually, just bring the local forces. Don't bring the vassals. Except the ones locally. Of the areas of the mainland. And that includes Monsanto. Just head to Santa Floria. Fliora. Dang it. So that piece of land left us. And we're going to bring in the tributaries in. Just to add more lambs to the slaughter. The trade route from Alexandria is dire in need of a new ship and equipment to be able to continue to bring in goods to our realm. Keep this running. Our expedition to foreign lands encounters difficulties, but in the end we made it to the ruins of Dolici safely. After a fortnight of excavation, the servants uncovered the entrance to the hidden underground chamber. Magus Castore and I went side by side. The air heavy with excitement. Dude, my eyes to see what those symbols, hieroglyphs. Bingo. You found it. Yes, you found it, you pencil-neck geek. Village. No sign of enemy ships, nor an enemy army coming to the overland. Except they're way over there. I mean, of course they would have to attack that first. Adoptionists. Don't you know adoptionism is popular down there? Adoptionism? Is that a term? Treasure chamber's complete. Hang on there. How about a historical mural? A beautiful mural depicting a scene from the history of a dynasty. No need for that lighthouse custodian minor tunnel. We already got enough of those. A large cistern was discovered in Aversa. It seems to be used by the ancient peoples to collect rainwater. Still in relatively good condition. The locals plan to refurbish it and reuse it. Perhaps we can lend some funds to help in this endeavor. The economic and social benefits to be considerable. I'll fully fund our efforts. And because of that, I've become charitable. Too much traits, too much room. You've got the city. Soon you're gonna get the barony, which assault that because there's about to be intruders in our land. You got the makings of a varsity athlete, Tato. Looks like they handled it. Get back to the objective. This big body of troops needs to move faster. My younger brother, he's strong too. Just like Serena, my daughter. Pope Clemens died, Pope Alexander IV. Now here's a man of stewardship. And that means we'll be fighting against him soon to take another piece of land. And then after when he passes, then we'll take one more of it. And then we'll just say all is forgiven. I don't need to fight against the Papal States anymore. There's no reason for it. Italy will be the main focus. Assassinated, son of a beeswax. That solves everything. You got it. To assault this one next. Actually, don't. He's over there. See if we can capture him in battle. It would be grand. Nope, but you captured someone else. Since you've been on the offensive lately, upgrade the siege equipment. Make it faster. Much faster. Oh, another Hermetic text. Now let us travel to the ruins of Tarsus. I like my chances. Alright, we have the objective. We could just simply march on over there and just take some of its territories just to increase the war score further. But it'll start going up since you have fully taken the objective. Might as well. It's spring, so winter's gone. We'll be there very fast. Because you're born strong. I added too much salt to my food and now it tastes disgusting. I'll try to eat it. Exceptional year in the gemstone mine. A warlock, you say? Already excommunicated? Well, you're going straight to prison. Alright. What do we got here? Protesta Luperto Monopella. This is Agnatic Open Elective, and then this man, he's not only heir to this, but an heir to that. And it kind of makes me wonder, alright, this is how we're going to solve our problems from now on. We don't just assassinate people or frame and then assassinate. Like, perhaps it's just, seems murder is the right idea. Of course, it costs you 100 pi to do that. Because I don't want to fight another war where this city will be lost. Even though it comes from another guy who's a lowborn. But why on earth would I lose this territory? These are all within a court, so... It says barony as well. Yeah, just these two. Wait a minute. Look again. Barony of Malapello. Commune of Malapello. It is both. He's the owner of this. He's the owner of that. Is there something that doesn't add up? That must be crazy. We'll look it up later. Okay, here. Here's your goddamn job. Died feverish and sweating. And she was pregnant too. Oh, that's a shame. Perhaps big ransom. Aha! Thank you very much. Didn't become deceitful though. But I am contemplating on murdering somebody. Contemplating on it. %100% war score. It's all yours again. You can disband here because there's a city on it. But now you are gonna have to march all the way back to Amalfi for this. And we'll be ready for the next conflict with the papacy. You need to give some time resting. Because those barons are gonna get antsy. And nobody likes an antsy baron. As a magus, I can choose a Hermetic Art and write a Magnum Opus. Oh, I can choose a Hermetic Art in addition to me being a renowned physician. You know what? Give me a moment. I may have to choose a Hermetic Art sooner or later. Because there's some unrulies out there. Like, let's spy on him. I got my eye on you. You might become the next spy master in future. But you're no better than my sister. Oh, good God. Do you see what I see? That's my parents who were murdered. Oh my goodness. All of her grandparents, including her Wendish grandfather. Murdered, 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 murdered. Well, you just hope that Yarmir doesn't get murdered. I know my sister wouldn't. She's savvy. Hope you don't get murdered. Murdered, 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 murdered. Thomas of Aquinas teaches us that upholding the virtue of charity means to bear wrongs patiently. There are some people who dislike me personally and wish me bad luck, but I forgive them. I bow my head in silent laughter. Oh yes, the grand debate. I forget about these things. It's another thing that you do when you're Magus. I'm 32 years old, prime of my life. What the hell am I gonna write a book about? A martial theme, obviously. What was I gonna look for? There it is. Get me this again. As I expect many members of the Hermetic Society to appear for the grand debate, it is of utmost importance that everything is to be as flawless as possible. In this spirit, the preparations are well underway. My staff has seen to the lodgings and the chef has stocked up the larders. All that is left now is to send out the invitation. Bring me my most trusted courier. My spies revealed that Lickdog's behind a plot to kill Sigurd. Aha! Now, who is that exactly? A steward. They're rivals. A nice guy. And a not so nice guy. Well, I'll attempt to blackmail him. I'll never succumb to blackmail. I'd rather face the embarrassment of my plot exposed than giving you a single coin. Okay. Hopefully he'll arrest you and then deal with you. I watch from the shadows of my spy master, Minia, my sister. Surreptitiously marked a spot on the wall with a piece of chalk. This might not just be a normal skullduggery, but my intuition says not. Well, time to spy on the spy. Over the last week, I've observed my spy master carefully and found nothing for to arouse my suspicion. Perhaps I'll just accept that the odd behavior just goes with the job. I have more important things to do. Feeling a bit concerned by my wife eating so much might be good for her health, but she started to grow a pot belly and does not look for far getting another chin. Tell her to eat less. Stop eating so damn much. Not a girl with intrigue, and I know a perfect guardian for you. Guests are arriving this very moment. It is time for the grand debate to begin and spend the next few days to have each and everyone display their knowledge to decide who is the best of us is. Let the debate commence. I heard the voice of Bishop Salama. Salama? Before I entered the room. Brother Bireg. Clear to know nothing of the truth and inherent in divine consciousness. Why are we even having this conversation? No, I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. One's an Alan, and the other is an Andalusian. It's the foreign sounding names. My wife's taken on advice to finally start to eat less, so her looks in better shape, slimmer and more graceful, as it is appropriate for a lady of his stature. My wife's been really letting herself go lately. Stop stuffing yourself, you pig! I could tell her that, but no. I need to warn her, as politely as I can. God dang it. Lose weight, will ya? You don't ever tell a woman that in real life. Ever. That's not something you should not say in public. Trust me when I tell you. Average smuggler operation. There you go, another source of income. Did not take my advice. Oh, you poor, poor woman. Oh, poor you. 33,000 strong versus 38,000 strong, but we're still recovering, so there's no need to get up there yet, as I've been declared a winner of the grand debate, showing all that no one as knowledgeable as me or has the ability to put forth arguments quite like me. The sweetest of all sounds is praise. After several days of long discussions and much debating, the grand debate is over for now. There may have been a few heated arguments, but I think the most attenders would agree that it was a learning experience. A most successful event. Mara's ear can never be caught by surprise. Very perceptive. It's in my family's blood. Well, I'm not anxious about declaring that next war to get another piece of territory off the Papal States right now, because we're still in a recovery phase. Not to mention building newer military buildings. Yeah! An adoptionist. Obligate still. Oh my goodness, they're down in Sirt. Midget's shoes. No. Gunshooter's having an affair with a feisty goat. Oh. I'll have a loaded fight to shake up and deal with the worst of troublemakers. I was watching a play with a traveling troupe that was performing. Though it was short and simple love story without much drama or conflict, the characters are likable and realistic in their motivations and desires, despite simplicity and lack of tension. Many in the audience loved this story. I admit, it brought the smile to my face. I become humble. I gotta deal with that man. He should not be around anymore. Fortunately, he's stressed. I gotta murder this guy, because I've become paranoid about vassal inheritance that would pass outside of the realm. It's about that time again. And guess what? You're arbitrary too. So 2 of the traits has got to go. Good, I'm not arbitrary. I am passing through Viteri. That's Vitri. A small town on the far end of the Amalfian coast. This humble town is well known for the quality of its ceramics. I observed some of the vendors selling colorful pottery, but I wonder if I should bring some home with me. Oh great, a lunatic and a fat one. Did you say lunatic? Or I'll just say, sounds like a good idea. Every little bit of prestige helps. And thank you for giving me more prestige. Thanks for your support. Murdered? Oh, you lunatic. I should have looked it up of what you were about to do, and yet you did it. You're next on my list. I am slowly but surely becoming a vengeful assassin. But at least you got a vineyard now, so now you can send alcohol gifts for those who have a lower opinion towards me. Who got her? I have a bad feeling about this. Eesh. Plots. Pulia's mad again. Desires a public assistant. No, I think you're the real traitor. For falsifying the evidence. You son of a beeswax. Alright, arrow went straight to his skull. A dark angel. My life's past brought me into interesting crossroads where I could define myself as an accomplished assassin. There's all serious choices in life. This one will bring me great opportunities, but also carries some considerable penalties. One thing's for certain. I only have this opportunity once. Ultimately, the choice to pursue this path is mine. So this is what happens when you commit murder at least 3 times. And successfully. Do you want to be known as an assassin? No. Come on, you're the Doge. Why on earth would you want to be assassinating people on purpose? What you did! Stop being a hypocrite. You've admitted it. To yourself. But hey, I ain't cruel anymore. I'm just misunderstood. But I'll just say, no, I prefer greener pastures. You know, need more piety for eventual requesting claims when I'm in my 40s or getting close to 50. That I would have to start doing that before we fight that major war against Italy up there. So no, I don't want to be an assassin. It's beneath me. Oh, I know who to spy on next. That damned adoptionist. You're a little troublemaker here. In fact, you're a seducer. Doesn't say that yet, but clearly he's into that stuff. So maybe I can expose one of his lovers. And tell it on them. Otherwise, I'm going to be that kind of guy where... Well, actually, no. If I still had that greedy trait, I would be saying things like, hey, I want these people to tell him that if he were to open up his bank account, and I would open up my bank account, he would look like a midget standing high noon next to me. Pistachios from the verse has become very popular in the region. Must be something related to the taste or texture. Exports will likely continue to grow in the coming years. Good to hear. Oh, now what? Heir to the coming down. I think you have to stop worrying about that stuff. So I guess I kind of killed this guy for nothing. Other than say, hey, you're really good at assassinations. Who knows what your son Vito would be like? Thank you very much. He likes to bathe in the blood of virgins. Yeah. Tell it on him. You have so much gold that you have no idea what you're gonna do with. You're basically a bank at this point. You know those territories that you're never ever gonna give away, like Misrata, that you keep forgetting? You might as well start investing in that. Well, need more ships first. I believe that's a priority. Because your levies are gonna get larger, and it would be wise to invest in more ships. Think, think, think. 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 Well, plus, you can use that money to hire many mercenaries whenever you're in trouble. With the amount of levies that they're throwing at you. Okay, I'm giving myself 6 months. In 6 months, start the next war against the Papal States. I don't care if I get excommunicated again. I will do what I must. And each of these new gains will go to him. Actually, I know what to do with that money. For future reference. Let's put more of our mafia in cardinals. I must say, dear colleague, I cannot fathom how you get along without a proper assistant. My own is both bright and obedient. Not once I've detected the stench of alcohol upon her breath. Take my advice and find a princess of your own. Yeah, sure. Who in the right mind would want to be my apprentice? The guy who frickin' murders people. But I don't murder people whoever I disagree with. I murder wisely. Whoa. Remember that thing that you did in the Sogdian series long ago? Where you played as a character who called himself the wise murderer because he murders wisely? He chooses his targets wisely in order to murder? Devastic, that was the guy's name. I doubt we'll be seeing something like that in the upcoming Crusader Kings 3 series. Or in the future with a future Sogdian series of Crusader Kings 3. "30 more years and Calabria will be returning to Italy. Your 6 months has passed. Here we go again. Next target, Marsica. Unfortunately, the supply of up here isn't great. Plus it's normal winter, so supply is going to be a real issue. We suggest that we gather up here in Aversa before we plan on anything else. And as for you lot up in the north, get up in those mountains and stay there until the path is clear. Easy. Once everybody's gathered over here, split up the armies. One's gonna take the objective and the other to Rome. I ain't scared of the Papal Guard anymore. It's a wonder how I like to keep getting excommunicated and get away with it. The glorious harbor of Amalfi. Would you look at that? Well, let's build a tavern. Lively conversations, flowing drinks, and a warm fire. There is no better place to relax after a long day. This might allow you to remove stress. There's a chance of that. Or alternatively, just go rest. Seems they all went up north. Like that's gonna phase me one bit. Maybe they're scared of this. Over the past months, the thought of an apprentice has been at the forefront of my mind. Not really. I've considered my advisors, but I dare say not one of them seemed to fit the role. However, one of my servants has caught my eye. Ajo is an attentive man with steady hands and a good head on his shoulders. If you say so. He knows how to obey at the very least. I have a good feeling about this. With neophyte Ajo as my apprentice, I should uncover many a secret. Perhaps I shall invent to perform a great work, the magnum opus. Bright times are ahead. Good lord. That's a lot of troops. Get down here. Okay, let's march to Rome, and then we will split up and deploy whichever area would be necessary, because look at them. We'll be up here. You remain there. You need a siege master. Fortunately, we got one. I thought I saw two. He'll be in charge. Success. To Rome. Two could play that game. Is the Pope home? There he is. We don't need to fight bloody battles here. As long as he's his residence, we can capture him and we win the war. There's no need to sacrifice many a life here. You can usurp this title and give it to him. This is his land. Now you're the Doge of the area. For the love of... He's one of the smartest children I've ever seen. He is so quick that he learns things on his own. That's my brother. One second. I'll get my excommunication lifted. Back to your post. All right. What is my punishment? What are you gonna do to me? Oh, of course. Mr. Idiot. Alright. Little Vito. Vito Jr. It seems that he's inclined to be more stewardship rather than what the thing says here. But I say go for etiquette. Tutored by councils out of courtiers. Yeah, that'll do. I just say something different than, rather than the typical struggle. But see too if I can become a major influence in his life. What the hell is that he's building? What? You can't have a second royal palace. You've gone over the hill. You already have the apostolic palace, and you feel it's like, you know what? We need a second palace in Ancona. What the hell is the matter with that man? Who constructed that, by the way? I know that his predecessor probably did. It was Callistus commissioned that. Keep it up like that. Yeah, you and I are gonna have a stand talking to. Dueling room. A room dedicated to the practices of one-on-one combat. Personal combat skill and brave opinion helps it. Like that idea. All depart the evil. He is evil. If I kill him now, that means all these lands, but that's all in Crete that belongs to him. Yeah, screw it, let's get a new patrician. Heracleon is all yours. Have fun with them. What? That's just a trade league artifact. Hey, sometimes I even surprise myself. Again, still don't get it. What happens? There are some that don't like me, because they remember my past tyrannical acts and the crown authority that went up. Some of the things that were disapproved and all that. But hey, it's still patrician elective. Get over yourselves. Quick! There's room. Oh, I don't care about lowborns at this time. Yeah, sure. Think of someone else to bother. How about this guy? What's going on? My wife's been slain. Slain by this man, well, 14 years old? Oh my god, he slain my sister, my wife, and this lunatic of a woman. Whilst he was in prison. Well, I can't murder a child, that's not right. Oh, actually, only because recent victim of a murder attempt. Maybe that's what this was. Although he's been in my prison for a while. I would execute him right now, but people would hate me for that. You're not gonna get away with this. Well, put members on the council first. sister. Oh, my daughter, excuse me. God dang it. And this step is the one that's not my fault. Even though she was getting old. So I'll give that. No, don't think about that right now. No, my sister made me a promise I would bury her properly and keep my promises. Walked beside her coffin to her last rest, and willing of mourners was almost that I could bear. She died too young. Oh gosh. That erratic man is drunk, is gonorrhea, is a lunatic. He might soon become clinically insane. So, I should help her widow. Oh crud, there goes my support. Just marry somebody with high stewardship. It'll be you. No empowered spouse here? Oh, anyways, now that you're here, let's have a talk, shall we? I'll try to seduce her. Just turn my kiss and more. When will I see you again? I asked her partner. The woman chuckled, says it was fun, but that was always... Wait, that's it? But You've married a Hindustani woman? It's your business. They come from smaller farms, some with a goat or a pig to sell, some with only a bushel of vegetables or fruits, others with a whole wagon of produce. The peasants sell their produce inside the city walls, but the burghers protested and want to forbid it. The peasants always cause trouble, don't let them in. Only in Alexandria. I keep thinking about Tentosa. She was good as a cousin as I could get. Without her, I do struggle to be a Doge. Oh, how do I miss her. She was the only one I genuinely liked. Wenching might make me forget her. I lost envious, now lustful. I'm sure we'll think of each other more positively, a little more different. Successful rescue. Oh, thank you. A Bebe Norona, an Ethiopian master skin, and a gardener too. What if we try to spy on this guy? It's like, yes, I rescue him from a certain dome, but... You can't be too careful with such things. Oh my goodness, she's a super genius. Shrewd and genius. You need to go out and talk to people more. Don't stuff yourself with food. It is no good to nobody. Tavern is finished. There's one more room. About a tower. The tower can be seen from far away. This is just for siege defense and a small gain of monthly prestige. Because every little bit helps. Oh, that's gonna be a long time. Why am I even thinking about this? You know what I'm thinking? Well, actually, hold on first. On break from working on my book, I've been sitting for hours in the courtyard, watching the nights ride a Quintain. I am certain that I'm about to grasp some kind of an insight from repeated emotions. Yet my head is only filled with the pounding of horse hooves. Suddenly the flicker of torch makes me realize that night has fallen. I could do this all night. Maybe I should. Often found near the sparring grounds, Vito is proving surprisingly apt with a spear. Of course, the wooden thing is merely a toy, but the faces of my commanders during the practice hid some of the surprising talent in the boy. Well, the stars do favor him, I guess. Who knows, you may never know, he might grow up to be an assassin like me. And it's not a good idea to pick up the assassin trait if you're going to be having this habit of murdering whomever character you see. I could see that with characters with intrigue education and do it very, very well. But not me. More of a military man. He likes to dress up as a woman. What the... What is that supposed to mean? Why would a guy like him... Well, he's a master schemer. Maybe... Well, what the... is going on in Croatia? Is there a heretic in the loose? Oh no. It's those guys again. Yep, it's those Cathars. They're at it again. Why has nobody ever bothered to declare holy war against them? Are they nuts or something? Clearly, some people lost their marbles. Hey, gads. That's a nun. She's not my type. Didn't lose the lustful trait. I'm thinking about murdering the Pope personally. I mean, you defied the church time and time again. Well, there goes my father-in-law. What's your excuse? On you next. While I'm certainly a great scholar with fine discoveries to my name, I am not too proud to collaborate with like-minded colleagues. I've contemplated hosting some of my colleagues from the Hermetic Society for an intellectual gathering. It is time. I shall invite some of my most favorite colleagues. Huge amount of gold to be spent. The preparations have been completed and my invitation has been sent and accepted. My honored guests are already packing their coffers. Soon our gatherings begin. I can hardly wait. Our work shall be the great tribute to Hermes. Vito the Just Langabat, Bishop Torquato of Camara, Sicilian, Mayor Lazaro the Lombard, Bishop Mulwich the Polish, Paulician, and Bishop Salama the Andalusian. In parts of Monte San Angelo, colorful rain was reported to have fallen for several days. After some deliberation, the locust considers to be a good omen of things to come. Also in Monte San Angelo, a bridge there was recently collapsed. A major thoroughfare connecting various villages in the region must fix as soon as possible. Oh, send in emergency resources immediately. Now I've become just. And observe the sky as well. There's a lot of things that are concurrent. Finally, my guests are here. After a pleasant dinner, we retire to my study. During the coming weeks, my guests and I have agreed to work on a common project. Our joint ingenuity shall bring about a brilliant new invention. The time's come for me to reveal the direction of our enterprise. Well, since I'm a military man at heart, nothing is deadlier than a sharp mind. Let's invent a machine of war. I suggest a project with a warfare focus. As I look around the table, everyone nods in agreement. A fine suggestion, dear brother, Neophyte Slav exclaims. A wide smile on his bronze face. Tomorrow we shall begin work on the project first thing until sunrise. I'm glad we're of one mind on it, colleagues. Everyone start work. Take a drink. Curses. Just spread some nasty rumor again, will you? As I entered the laboratory one morning, I met by agitated voices. Neophyte Salama and Anishi Mulwood are gesturing wildly over a set of sketches. They are disagreeing on the direction of the project. He argues for a riskier but more rewarding realm, while the Pole wants to play it safe. A long time ago, this was what led to the handgun. But I will say this. I agree with the Pole. Better to be safe than sorry. Keep going. Gotcha. I'm no longer just, by the way. And I just released that man from prison. I just realized that. Sicko. You'll go for pride. The sun set hours ago. I could barely distinguish the details of sketches in front of me. Everyone else has gone to bed, but I'm wide awake. Thoughts are spinning in my head faster and faster. There's something there, just outside the boundaries of consciousness. I almost have it. Eureka! I have an epiphany, which will greatly contribute to the project. A brilliant insight. You goddamn right I do. Off to prison with you. A novice fighter. Oh no, you already had it. I don't think you have a court decision yet, do you? Oh yeah, you do. It's been a while since I looked at this. Anyways, our invention has been completed. While it is not a weapon, it will offer protection from them. It is a set of armor consisting of several big plates of metal instead of the common mail. The design we have arrived also allows for impressive mobility. Fear will never seep into my heart in battle ever again. You have made a plate armor. Let me see. Here's the old chainmail armor, for example. And this is the armor I wore. Guardian. Remember this. Here it is. This is quality to remember. Defensive plus 10. Siege and all that. And this plate armor here. This impressive set of armor is clearly ahead of its time. Consisting of whole plates of metal held together by cleverly designed joints. It provides the wearer with a significant defense as well as mobility. Sure, it lowers my defense a little, but it adds more combat skill and a little bit of learning too if you got the learning of 12. Yeah, I'm using that. And yet, compare that to the old Guardian. Less defense, less prestige. One's martial, the other's combat skill. I think for practical reasons, keep the Guardian, but I would keep around that plate armor if you ever are about to get yourself into a duel and you want all the combat skills to be brought to bear. That would be suited for it. We'll end this episode soon. I'm in the middle of adjusting my new sextant. Having just spotted what looked like a shooting star, there's a faint knock on the door. Over now I find my daughter mostly fidgeting nervously. Listening. Father? I can't sleep. Hey! Go away! I don't have a moment to spare. You damn murderous fool. I would... Oh, good lord, I could do that? Commit murder in his own prison cell? Again, you are responsible for killing my sister and my wife and this lunatic of a woman. You're responsible for this. But be careful, that man's got high intrigue. I don't think he'll be fooled. So you could say, Pope later, that wise guy first. Something's gotta give. The King of Iceland. Oh yeah, they're allowed to raid. And they don't have to be of the Norse religion to do that. Oh, what is that guy's name? You. Murder time. I'm arbitrary and envious again. My wife had expressed a curious notion over supper this evening. I missed your conversation, my boy. Family, I said, taking another sip of a drink. All this astronomical phenomenon with you these days. Surely must take some nights off doing research. One does not simply take a break from this task. Bedtime story. As the sun sets and my child asks me a bedtime story, which story comes to mind? Our people's ancient tales tell. He actually picked up a bit of intrigue. What luck! You know, the story of the Benarniad. My careful observations of Jupiter finally allowed me to conclude that the old projections of planets has been flawed. With some precise justice, I could present a corrected projection. I'm already a patient person. Well, meanwhile, see what happens. I should send you to the academy. You know, advance your education. Off you go. I'll do the same for Mazia too. Hey, brother. Yeah, I can see her bones sticking out. I can scarcely believe it. That fool has fallen in my little eye. I actually become deceitful for once in my damn life. But that's too many traits. Yeah, it says, hey, we're gonna get you released. And time to do my thing. Shoot him in the back of the head. That's what you get! He was 14 years old when he killed my sister and all that. Absurd! But remember, I cannot pick up that assassin trait because it's a once in a lifetime. So, let's end this episode with this event. Some of my young maidservants screamed in terror when a mouse scurried past us one morning. The mouse was nowhere to be found after a quick search, but some of the girls were still scared and worried there might be more mice at my home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm no longer patient. So. Knowing who he is, I'll just say, a worrisome sight. We must remain vigilant. And he's become paranoid. Midget shoes. No, he's having an affair with a feisty goat. A feisty goat. Okay, for a time, thanks to specific happenstance, my guardian and constant was mistaken by paranoia in weeks past. It was clear to everyone that I don't suffer from such a horrible condition. I am wary instead. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end the episode on that note. Because in the next episode... Tower finished. In the next episode, we will fight against the papacy one more time to get Abruzzo. And then, as I will soon, in that next episode, write my magnum opus, choose my hermetic art, and among other things. Memes. Guess we must have inherited that city. But anyways, so we hope that you people have enjoyed this episode. It's been quite a week. Quite a week. It just makes you wonder. Like, why is the Amalfi series still ongoing? Well, that's because it's probably the most entertaining series I've ever done. For its absurdity in some areas. As well as that still ambition of wanting to get all of Italy, because that's now becoming a slightly more realistic goal. Because before we finally leave you here, 49% of Italy is under our control now. And we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, so long for now.